Y'all know that from SpongeBob? Because if you don't, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm sorry, I just don't. So this is something I'm going to start doing every Monday as part of my other album reviews. It's going to be called my Throwback Album Reviews. The first album that I'm going to be reviewing that's a throwback, as you've probably already seen from the beginning of this video, is Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. This album is one of my favorite albums of all time. Fleetwood Mac is one of my favorite bands of all time. And honestly, it hardly gets any better than this when it comes down to the kind of rock that they do. I mean, to be completely candid, this is the best album that they've ever done, in my completely honest opinion. This is the best album they've ever done. Better than the first one, better than Tango in the Night, better than any other album they've ever come out with. I mean, this album is the pinnacle and the prime example of Fleetwood Mac's talent. So Fleetwood Mac, if you guys didn't know, is an American-British rock band, and they are headed by Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, and Christine McVie. Like I've already mentioned, Fleetwood Mac is one of my favorite bands of all time. I mean, they are absolutely classics. They have amazing hits, and I just can't get enough of Fleetwood Mac. Whenever I hear it, like on classic rock radio, I have to stop what I'm doing, crank it up, and just go nuts. So this album, Rumours, is like, wow. Not only do the people love it, but the critics love it as well. I'm part of the people and I'm a critic, so obviously that means I'm a perfect 10 all the way around. This album just captures the 70s soft rock sound. It embodies it. It embraces it like a Snuggie. Like, you can't embrace a Snuggie, you wear a Snuggie. It embraces it like a body pillow. There we go, that's something that actually makes some sense now. Lindsey Buckingham's vocals are just stellar, same thing with Stevie Nicks. Even Christine McVie has great vocals. She has some great vocals on this album, and she also gets to have a verse on the song Don't Stop. So the vocals in and of themselves are just fabulous. They're fantastic. Obviously, Mick Fleetwood is one of the best drummers, and so his simplicity and use of different, types of drumming and things like that are obviously very, very prominent in this album, and I definitely respect that and I love that. John McVie is just killer on the bass. He has some of the best, simple bass lines in this entire album, and he has some of the simplest bass lines in human history, but they sound so good. So my top 3 songs on this album are as follows: Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, and finally The Chain. Everybody knows Go Your Own Way. If you've played Rock Band, you know that song. You can go your own way. Love, love, love that song. Don't Stop is one of those pick-me-up songs. If you're down in the dumps, then you just listen to that song. It has a very positive message. It's basically talking about how even if life gets you down, you just got to keep going, because tomorrow's not promised and yesterday's gone, so you just got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. And The Chain is just an amazing rock anthem in general. It starts off with this country-esque finger-picking riff by Lindsey Buckingham. Side note, Lindsey Buckingham only uses his fingers to pick. He doesn't use an actual physical pick. I can't do that. I have to have a pick. Unless I'm doing some sort of acoustic thing, I gotta have a pick. Which says something, because in this song it goes from this country-esque rock, chord progression to this really amazing guitar solo that he does. And like I said, he only uses his fingers. It's amazing. I think Lindsey Buckingham is one of the best musicians. Maybe not one of the best guitarists, but great musicians of all time. Well, I actually take that back. He is probably one of the best guitarists of all time. But I absolutely love The Chain. That is my favorite song on the whole album. Arguably my favorite Fleetwood Mac song of all time as well. This album came out in 1977, and it has stood the test of time for the last 38 years. It's amazing to me how you can make an album and it's still is so relevant 38 years later. Almost 40 years ago they made this thing, and it is still considered as to be one of the best rock albums of all time. Does that tell you something about their talent? Gosh, I love this band. I love Fleetwood Mac. And this album right here, if you don't have it, you better go get it. I feel legitimately sorry for you if you do not have this album in your collection, because that obviously must mean that you're a Nicki Minaj fan and all these other crappy artists you're a fan of out there today, and you don't know what good music is. So learn what good music is. Learn from me and learn from going and buying this album. So I hope you guys enjoyed that album review. If you like what I have to say and you want to see some more from me, then please do me a huge favor. please click that subscribe button down below. Give me an album that you want me to review and I'll review it. More specifically, give me a throwback album to review and I'll review that. I have a lot that's on my list I want to do, but I definitely take all requests. So whatever you have in mind, just tell me. And until the next video, I love all of you guys and I'll see you all in the next video. Oh man. Eric Church. My ex-girlfriend actually got me into Eric Church. And this man has brought many romantic memories